sweetie. So, Halloween. It's a big night. It always kind of overwhelms me a little bit with, costumes and parties and stuff always going on. I know it can kind of, get to you a little bit, but, anyways, I thought you might need a little help calming down after all of it, You can get a little anxiety and stuff going on. Yeah, I kind of get that too. I love being around people, but then afterwards it's like you just need to catch your breath a little bit, right? Yeah. Well, I've got a candle here. I thought maybe that could help the atmosphere a little bit. Want me to light it? Yeah. Candles always seem to give me a feeling of like hope and comfort. I always feel like it's a safeguard, kind of ward off the darkness. I never really felt afraid of the dark. It was always more of a comforting thing to me to be like wrapped in it like a blanket, but candles also, when you just need a little something. If there's nobody around, sometimes a little flame can be your friend. Yeah. Do you like my mask? I got it in Venice. There were a lot fancier ones, trust me, but I didn't need that. Anyways, so I was thinking we could do something to help you unwind, calm down. I don't know. Breathing exercise never really seemed to help me much, but something that took my mind off of all the hustle and bustle. My mind is kind of going crazy, but if I had something that just, I could listen to, not so much pay attention to, just something going. So, do you want me to talk about something? I could tell you a story. This mask, it makes me think of the Phantom of the Opera. This isn't like the Phantom's mask, but it's a fascinating story. Yeah, the musical. Also, it originated as a book, but honestly, I like the musical version better. It's simpler, less complex. Plus, I think Christine was stronger in the musical, and I like a strong female lead. Yeah. Do you want me to... Do you know the story? Not really. Well, I could tell you the story. Do you think that would help calm me down? Yeah? Okay. I'll just play with the candle a little bit as I tell you. So. Okay. Well, it opens up with the Paris Opera practicing Hannibal. And there's a lot of dancing and singing, and you don't understand most of it, but it's a celebration, because Hannibal has returned, and it halts a bit when the old director of the opera comes in and announces that he has turned over the control of the opera to two new managers, Firmin and Andre. Or might be Andre Firmin and somebody else that I'm forgetting. I tend to do that. Anyways, these two guys. And so they ask the main soprano, Carlotta, to sing a little bit of a song. Think of me fondly. That one. Yeah. I'm no opera singer, but it's a beautiful song. And she's singing that when all of a sudden a sandbag drops from the rafters. And one of the dancing girls sings "He's here, the Phantom of the Opera." And the directors are, "Don't be ridiculous. The Phantom of the Opera, what is this?" And Carlotta is quite shaken, and the directors are like, it's just an accident. And she's like, "Yeah, it's an accident, but it happens a lot." She says it a lot more nicely, but you know. And so she leaves. She says, "Unless these things stop happening, you're not gonna have me as your singer." So she leaves, and the production needs to go on that evening. And then so they need a lead singer. And so Christine Daae, the main female, the main character, besides the Phantom, starts to sing, and turns out she's an amazing singer, and so she does the performance that night. She was a dancing girl, anyways. And one of the people watching is one of the benefactors of the theater, Count Raoul, who happened to know Christine when she was a girl, so he comes to see her backstage later, and he insists on taking her out to dinner. But when he's gone, she hears her angel of music, the person who's been teaching her how to sing, saying that he can never have her because he's the one who brought her to glory. And it's time that she met her singing tutor. And so the Phantom appears and takes her through a mirror, or a mirror opens and he goes through, and then the Phantom's theme plays, and it's such an epic theme, you know. And so they sing that, and they go out and they go across this lake in this boat to the Phantom's lair. And then they sing, and Christine does these amazing high notes. And it all comes down to that the Phantom feels like he kind of owns Christine because he has taught her and created her into this goddess of music, this angel of music. And he tells her that, you know, she must always be his. And she's kind of hypnotized, but she wonders why he's wearing this mask. And so she kind of sneaks up to him when he's writing music and takes off the mask. And then is immediately, you know, repulsed by his grotesque features. So now he says she always belongs to him, he created her, but he'll take her back for now because people will be missing her, but not to forget. So the next scene, Raoul is rather angry because he can't find Christine, and he got this note that he thought the directors, the managers of the theater sent him, but turns out they got a note demanding from the opera ghost, the Phantom, demanding that he be paid because he supplies the theater a lot of their music. They're like, this is ridiculous. And then Carlotta appears, and she's furious because she thinks that Christine is going to usurp her position as lead singer. And then they're informed that Christine has returned and she doesn't want to see anyone. And then the managers appease Carlotta and say no. And then there's one final note in which the Phantom demands that in the next production, Christine be given the lead and Carlotta be given the silent role. And Carlotta is furious, but the managers assure her, don't be ridiculous, Christine will have the silent role. So then it goes into that, the next production, I forget what it's called. But Carlotta is singing just fine, and Christine is acting her dumb or mute role. And all of a sudden, Carlotta's voice turns into a croaking sound, like a frog. And it is very scary, and she tries to sing again, but it turns into a cooking sound, and you're wondering, does this phantom have like magic powers? What did he do to her? And so then they stop, and they're going to continue with Christine in the lead role. So they do, and afterwards, Christine is rather frightened by this, and she runs away, and Raoul comes after her, and he's in love with her, you can tell, and she's very scared. She's afraid that the phantom's gonna own her forever, and he tries to tell her that the phantom's not real, but then she tells him that she's been to his lair. And so he reassures her that he will always be there for her, he will always protect her, she doesn't have to worry, and they sing, "That's all I ask of you," another beautiful song, and I really like it. It's my favorite song, actually, in the musical. And then the phantom's voice appears. You really wonder, there's a little bit of a supernatural tinge to the story. But, so he's like, no, you can't have her. And Raoul's like, yes, I will have her. And that's the end of the first act. So the beginning of the second act opens with a masquerade ball, and there's a song for it, and it turns out that Raoul and Christine have gotten engaged, but they can't tell anyone because Christine is afraid that the phantom will do something drastic, because he feels like he still, owns her in his twisted mind. So they're at this ball, and the phantom shows up. And it's like a challenge. So you think that you can have her, but you can't. It's mine. I have written a new musical, opera rather. I've written a new opera. Christine is going to play the lead role. You better do everything exactly as I say, or bad things will happen. Christine doesn't want to do it because she's terrified, and you don't blame her, right? Because, the phantom's capable of doing crazy things, but they persuade her to do it anyways. That they will trap her, they'll get all the police to come in, and so when the phantom inevitably comes, because they know he'll show up to see Christine perform, then they will trap her. So reluctantly she agrees, and they go on with the performance. And the phantom shows up as it's called Don Juan Triumphant is what the opera's called. And so he shows up to play Don Juan. And Christine knows that it's him, and she pulls his hood off, and the police come in, and Raoul comes in, and he wants to shoot the phantom. They want to take him, but he grabs Christine and kidnaps her and takes her back to his lair. And Raoul follows, of course, because he took his beloved, so the phantom took Raoul's beloved. So he follows him back. It's like, give her back, but the phantom tricks Raoul and gets a noose around his neck, and he's choking and saying, "You'll never have her, Christine, we're going to go far away." And Christine realizes just how lonely this man is, always been rejected because he's disfigured, and he realizes he needs to know what love is, and so to show him that there is good in the world, that he doesn't have to give up hope, kind of, she kisses him. And after she kisses him, he's very stunned, and she kisses him again, and he pushes her away because he understands, like, what she's trying to tell him, that he could be loved, and so he decides to let them go, tells them to go before he changes his mind, because he's seen how powerful love is now, that true love is not keeping someone captive, it's setting them free. Like music, you can't contain music, you have to set it free. So then when the police come in to capture him, they go and they grab his cloak, but he's gone. And you kind of are glad that he got away, even though he was a bad man and he did the wrong things for his own ends. You sympathize with him, and you feel glad that maybe he's gone to create a better life, one in which he learns proper love instead of twisted love. And you're happy that Christine and Raoul, are happy together. And it's, that's the story of the Phantom of the Opera. Was that relaxing for you? I hope that was relaxing. There's a version you can watch. There was a version done at the Royal Albert Hall, and you can watch that online, actually. It's wonderfully done. The guy who plays the Phantom in that one is amazing. Absolutely amazing. It'll take your breath away. And it's not a haunting story. It's just spectacular. But I think well suited for Halloween. Maybe. Anyways, if you calm down a bit, I hope my voice was soothing. The candlelight was soothing. So, I should probably say goodnight now.